Hey everybody, Tommy G here, and we're picking things back up in eastern Utah. Stopped into Moab. So while we're here, we're going to do a flight around Delicate Arch in the Baron 58 with my friend Gary. When you click on it here, this is where it is. So if you zoom in, this is kind of the path we take. We start off; it's an air start, so you're going to catch us in the air. But we fly over Delicate Arch, which is right around here. So what we're going to do is we're going to catch us in here. We're going to kind of loop around, take a look at it, and then we go back out and we land at Canyonlands, which is out here west. So Moab is like in here, and then it's right out northwest there. So let's pop in and take a look at this, see how she flies. Hey everybody, Tommy G here, and we're flying out near Moab in Utah. I'm sorry, and we're flying to take a look at Delicate Arch, and we are in the Baron 150 or Baron 58. And we're looking around for Delicate Arch here. Just going through some of these external views. There's Gary flying the plane. He's going to bring us back around. And I just sort of showed where we took off in the air. I'm in the passenger seat here. There's Gary right there. Again, he's flying his awesome Baron 58, which we are going to try and buy from him. Anyway, I've been here in real life before. I could see the hand things. I'll show you where we're at. There's like you drive in down there, and I think around there is the point is the sort of the shop where you go. That's where the gift shop is, and where you kind of pull into the area. You take a hike on up through here, and you hike out over Delicate Arch. I'm sorry. So it's like down in there. You drive in. We drove in there, and then you get on this path right about there, and you make this hike up that sort of ridge there, and around, and you kind of wind around here. At night we did it, and it was pretty harrowing in a couple of different places. So it was really interesting, and the boys were younger when we did that, so it was kind of a couple times as a dad, it was really tough to walk on some of these paths and tell them, like, guys, look, stay to your right, and they're like, okay, that would be fine. No, if you fall off, it's like 140 feet down, but you can start to see Delicate Arch right through there now. And there it is. So you kind of come up this path through there and around the back end and over the bowl, and we got there towards nighttime, which, as we're walking up, people are like, you sure you want to go up? Because again, we start back down there in the valley, and again, we walk up there, like the path is around there, and kind of came up around this back edge, and then there's a bowl with a bunch of people sitting out there, like a bowl, I say, a geographical bowl shape, like in there, and you can see the arch, and some people walked over towards it. And there it is right out there again, off my fingers, right off the tip of the wing right now. And Gary's going to turn around, but that's the Delicate Arch right up there. And people sat like we were out there taking pictures of it, like at the edge. And then you make this long hike back down around here, back through the valley, and where you park is like down in there. And it's like where the gift shop is. So it's about a mile or more hike up through there, but the Delicate Arch, again, it sits in that little bowl around there, and the arch is that thing there. So that's Delicate Arch, and it's kind of in a rough area, and we just wanted to fly around that real quick while we were in Moab, to kind of show you the Baron 58, as well as as well as Delicate Arch. So thanks, Gary, for taking us up in this thing. Next time, maybe we'll go in the back seat. Maybe I'll ride the back seat of this thing, because I want to see what it's like as a passenger as well before I purchase this thing. So the airport, if I got the map out here, there, it's hard to see because I gotta really dip it down. There's where we are. We gotta fly west out to Canyonlands. Canyonlands is the airport just north of Moab, and yeah, you can see the terrain out here is just amazing. As far as hiking goes, I don't know where you can hike. Again, you can't just sort of wander anywhere, because this whole area has this, I guess it's like a micro something that grows over the dirt that keeps it in place. Otherwise, this place would be a massive dust bowl. And it keeps everything firm, so they don't want you just hiking anywhere you go. But there are some roads out here that you can kind of get to. Again, we drove up as we came through here. If you like, I'm looking back this way. I'm trying to look at where we're we're at on the compass. We're heading about west. So, you know, Grand Junction, Colorado's back behind us that way. I forget what the highway is that goes through here. That's how you drive out of here and go to Grand Junction. And then it comes on down through the valley on the other side of this ridge and down into Moab. And Moab, if I'm pointing behind Gary's back out that way, sort of down in that valley around there. And beautiful. And they're in American Truck Simulator right now. I'll drive out of there. When I drive out of there, you get to see what it's like, you know, simulated at least. Here, we're looking for the airport, cruising around at about 140 knots. This thing is just so fast. That's the thing about this one. It's just so fast. When you got twin engines, this gets you from place to place. It's really a comfortable ride. Again, the next time I'm up in this plane, I'll get in the back seat. We'll let Gary fly us. Maybe we'll fly to Grand Junction or fly somewhere back down south. But yeah, I'm digging this airplane. I'm thinking about picking this baby up. I don't know if he's got yeah, it's November 58BB. I think you get a different tail sign. Looks like we're a little low on the fuel flow, doesn't it? We're at the low edge. Everything else is pretty well in the green and good. Maybe we got 3/4 of a tank. We have way more fuel than we needed. Now he's starting to slow down. We're actually climbing a little bit because we want to get over that ridge that's down there. And you can see the airport at our 12:30. And then that highway that comes in as you're going from I forget what highway that is, north to south. It goes right past the airport and down through that valley. There's also a railroad that goes around there, and Moab is right under our left wing as we are now. But we're gonna make our approach into this one. We're gonna there's other traffic in the pattern, so we're gonna work our way in for a left. I guess we're gonna kind of go left downwind and kind of go around this way like this and into runway. Like I said, it's perpendicular to us, so that's gonna be. What the heck is that? I'm not seeing that. I got this. Pardon me, Gary. Reach over here and come. They're about runway 21 or so. But we got to lose some altitude and some airspeed. I'll check some of the external views again to show you how pretty of a plane this is. There's off the left wing view of Gary there. And again, look at the passenger space behind. It's called club seating. We got the seats behind him face backwards. And there's off the left wing. Actually, I got a chance to do this now. I can go ahead and pop around the inside seats. I'll show you what that looks like. Back inside here, I think if I hit the button 2, that's going to bring it back here. So here's what it would be like in the back. Gary's up there in the front. But actually, let's move seats to the other side because yeah, this is the side here because this is where you got your cup holders. You got a couple switchers here for channels and stuff. You can listen to for your headphone. You can actually listen to air traffic control if you wanted to. But here's our view at the left wing. You can see we're at flap. Now we just extended the flaps to full. And you know what? I'll sit back here for the final approach. Here you got some cup holders here, which is really nice. Go ahead and put your cups in there. But yeah, you can have a pilot and a co-pilot up in front there, and then 4 other passengers sitting back here. You can have the family. The wife, the kids, and another friend. Actually, the wife can ride up cockpit. You can have the kids and a friend of each of theirs. And so this is what it. As I crawl back here, Gary's got this landing on his own. I mean, we're gonna be a little heavy on the left side here, but he'll compensate. But yeah, this is what it's like being a passenger in this thing. And this is a nice passenger aircraft. Look at the leg room you got. You can see my map here. I got my thing on me. I mean, I'm sitting kind of low, but behind us there we have some space for luggage. Not a ton of luggage space back there, but there's also some up in the nose because the nose has some gear. And then you got the side door here. This is the cargo door, but the passengers in the back would go out this door. There's a step off the right wing where they would go out. But and you got lights here, oxygen here, and something to hold on to if you need to. Put your hand on there. Some hooks if you need to hang, a jacket or whatnot. Very comfortable for for passengers. So I'm looking out the window here as we're on final down in. You can see these engines up here running well. Gary thinks on a nice approach. Here's the highway. I think this is the railroad that goes there too. So we're about to come in over this highway. You can see the highway right there going underneath us. So you come in right over the cars. Here's the airport off our left wing. We're making our approach in. Flaring out. Ooh, okay. Well, usually you float a little bit, right, Gary? You float a little bit before you. I mean, it seems, don't worry about that other aircraft that wasn't there. It puts other aircraft in the traffic, but that wasn't there when we actually landed. I'm doing a replay, obviously. And it's a little tight turn. But, yeah, and then here we're going to taxi back. I could do the club seating, I guess. So if you want to sit here, I'll show you again here. So if I do this one, now it's going to put me here. I have to actually spin around in my chair. But here's what it's like to sit, you know, facing backward with your back to the captain. Again, you got some space for cargo back there, and I think a little space in the nose. Again, there's avionics in the nose, but there's also space up there since there's no propeller. The propeller's on the wings here. I'm trying to move very slowly so I don't get you sick. But yeah, nice little place to put your armrest here. Again, the drinks on this side. You got 4 cup holders, one for, you know, if you got 4 passengers. But it's very cozy. It's very cozy back here. And a nice it's good for passengers. Sorry, as I turn back this way. It's good for. Here, I'm gonna go up to the front again. There we go. Climb back in the front by gear. Good for passengers, good for the pilots here. You got, you know, I do like this. I have everything I need here. I can fly from the right seat if I have to. So if you want to switch, you know, from one pilot to the next, you can do that pretty easily. There's the FB over there. We're going to park and such. So, beautiful day here in eastern Utah. Like I said, after we leave Moab, I'm going to head out of here in American Truck Sim. I don't know where we're going yet. I think I'm heading west because I want to do some more flight training in the Baron 58. I think I'm going to buy this from Gare. He's going to fly it out to California, and then I'm going to buy it off him and do some training out there, and then take this thing back. But we're going to park next to it's 172 and call it a day. So yeah, so thanks for watching, folks. Catch you next time. Till then, it's Tommy G saying bye now. Let's shut the engines down, Gare. Is he gonna shut them down? Maybe not. Alright. There we go. Bye, folks.